Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, as you can see, I'm doing better. If you didn't get a chance to watch yesterday's video, go check it out. YouTube may have defaulted it to for it to be a short, because it was a real short video, like about a little over 3 minutes, something like that. So yeah, if you can't find it, go over to the blog and then just look for yesterday's video. So anyway, in case you didn't see it or whatever, had a very bad attack. This time it was right here, basically my trachea. What happened was I was doing fine all morning, and then I stepped outside to go run some errands, and with where I'm at, there's a little pathway that takes you to the driveway, and it's off. The doorway is off of the breezeway that connects up between the house and the garage. So the pathway, okay, a little bit of a zoomy there from my baby. That's all right. I love seeing it. Anyway, the pathway is in between the two buildings. So it gets a little chilly right there, especially since it's the northern part of the property. So yeah, it's a little chilly right there. And even though it was 12:30, it was still quite chilly right there where the step is. And oh, excuse me, quite a bit of a nip in the air right there also. And it was a damp chill, like we had gotten some moisture or something, like some dew, maybe a little bit of frost or something like that. More along the lines of frost overnight, something like that. But anyway, I stepped out and it was like all that chill. I took a breath in and it went shooting straight down my trachea and got lodged right here. And my trachea just went like this, okay, a little bit. But I was still breathing okay, but I noticed that it got tight. And I'm like, this is kind of, it's like, all right, I'm doing okay, just push through it, blah, blah, blah. Went to my first stop, and that's when it started affecting my larynx, basically. And I started losing my voice. Felt like I had gotten a bunch of mucus there or something, so I kept trying to cough it. And then by the time I got to my second stop, I was losing my voice completely. So, yeah, when I got home, I was trying to, drink some of my ginger turmeric tea that I make, try and help clear it up or whatever. But it really wasn't, and it was shooting straight down into my lungs, those main airways, those main tubes, cramping up from like right about here all the way up, shooting into my back, about midway down into my back. I couldn't lay down, either on my back or on either of the two sides, even with where I'm sitting right now. Unfortunately, the headrest or the backrest, or whatever you want to call it, the head of the bed, basically. The top of it, it's really short, as you can see. It's basically just a kid's bed that I'm sleeping in right now, which is fine. At least it's someplace to lay my head. That's the way I look at it. It was, anyway, digging into my back, right in the spot where I was having issues, and so on and so forth. So yeah, I was having some pretty bad issues. For about 7 hours it lasted. I tried taking ibuprofen. Kind of helped a little bit. I wound up having a couple of cups of tea, did my hot cocoa, anything just to get warmth inside to try and help warming up and help with cramping, and it wasn't helping very much at all. I finally did crash until my glucometer went off, let me know, oh, you have a low sugar. And I'm like, ugh. So I woke up. It wasn't until it finally subsided that I was able to finally crash last night. For several hours, I woke up and I was feeling better. And I had the heater going, the space heater going, with getting some heat going, in the room, breathe that in, that's all that sort of thing. Especially with, how you breathe heavy when you're sleeping anyway. And then I had to, the trash can is kept in the breezeway, so I had to step out to take care of my trash. And when I did that, I felt it again. So I am certain now what's going on. I believe, and of course I have to relay this to the doctor. I was thinking about maybe sending him a message through the patient portal and get his thoughts. Even with talking, still it hurts. But anyway, anyway, like I'm saying, I know now what's going on. I believe, and of course it would have to be confirmed with imaging testing. They may even have to do a camera down my throat, but the trachea. Okay, I believe that I have damage in my trachea now. I was reading that there are possibilities for treatments, possibly surgery, but I'd have to see what comes back and everything. It's possible that, and it makes sense, I really wasn't having issues with allergies. All of my test results are basically coming back fine. Yeah, I'm testing positive for allergies, but as far as my immunoglobulin is concerned, it's fine. So, and that means that basically I'm not having issues with being able to fight off histamines. Okay, so but I keep getting irritated with allergies, especially here. It's always right here. He was wondering if it may have been, like acid reflux or, some form of, acid flaring up or what have you. And he wanted me to take these, an acid prescription. I'm just like, no, I'm not going to do it. Oh, excuse me. Primarily because when I got home, I took a look at the side effects and I'm like, nope, I'm not going down that road. So, and I'll admit, I was thinking, well, maybe, or what have you, but then after I had that happen overnight, oh, excuse me, I'm like, nope, I know exactly what the issue is. There's an issue here with my trachea, and I know that. So we need to find out what it is. And I was reading about trachea damage, and it's like, okay, here we go. Now we're really starting to check off some boxes. Yeah, I also have weakened muscles, but, I think that probably whatever's going on here, if we get this taken care of, then everything else will fall into place. I'll be able to maybe see about going into physical therapy. Maybe I can get some deep tissue massaging going on here. Get this to calm down, and even, the other parts or what have you. Get it all to calm down so we can see about doing some physical therapy for that. But first, we got to take care of this. The physical therapy, we're not going to get very far if we can't get this calmed down first. So, and that was the thing. When this was flaring up, it wasn't just causing those airways, those main airways. I could feel the main airways. Like it goes down and then it shoots it branches off into the two lobes, um, the two lungs there, and then you have the then from there branches off into smaller of the bigger airways that are in your lungs that go into the smaller branches, the alveoli, so on and so forth. Okay, I could feel those flaring up when that was getting inflamed here. That cold, that constriction just shoom, and then of course, and then at the same time, it was pulling on the muscles because I just couldn't breathe. It was a struggle trying to breathe, and it was causing my muscles. I don't know if I can do this or not. Hold on, let me see if I can get my phone in a position here. There we go. Basically, I felt from my shoulders across my collarbone into my shoulders here, all going all the way down, basically everything coming together, cramping up together like this into the center of my chest, into those areas that where my lungs are at. I could feel that happening right where those main branches of this tube branch out into the lungs, going like this, constricting inward. So this coming down, this going up, everything constricting into one location. Okay, basically my sternum. So yeah, that's and then of course at the same time it's also causing my abdomen to reflex upward, my diaphragm of course to everything, on the lower levels to come back up. So yeah, and with reading about trachea damage, it really was starting to check off boxes. Same boxes that I've been, thinking about. Stiff person syndrome, fibromyalgia, things like that. But, of course, I am still open to the possibility that I might be fighting two different things. But I think, to be honest with you, I think that this is the big cause, and I think that, because of everything that's been going on here, it's caused the muscles, of course, with it constantly going like this or whatever, it's caused the muscles to be reactive, to have gotten weakened, and then, of course, with storms coming in, of course, they're going to be reacting to the storms with those pressure systems and so forth, just like with arthritis. Like what happens, like if you break a bone or whatever, you wind up with arthritis in that at that breaking point. Okay, same situation happening with the muscles. So that's just my opinion, but it makes sense with and it could be that with what has been happening here, maybe it's been more subtle in my chest. And with this, I had it happen once before, but not this severe. This is the first time it's been this severe, especially lasting as long as what it did yesterday. So, it could be that it's been happening, but it's been more subtle, and it had been being masked by the congestion that I was dealing with before. Because that was something else that I was reading with trachea damage, is it can cause congestion, especially if I'm being now sensitive to histamines. Yeah, I'm going to be getting that congestion also. So there, the other symptoms have been possibly masking what's been going on here, but now I'm starting to actually see it. So, if anything, with what had happened previously, earlier in the week, with having to cancel those appointments, it was probably a good thing. Because now that this has happened, it's like, okay, now we have something to talk to the doctor about, even that much more. So, unfortunately, my appointments with Mayo aren't until December 2nd, but I'm going to see about sending him a message through the patient portal and see if he'll take a look at it and respond. And so for who knows, maybe I might be able to get in a little bit sooner because of it. We'll see. In the meantime, I had another issue come up with the car now. The car that I'm renting. It's like, seriously? They won't take my payment again this week because they want their own inspection to be done on the car now. Before it was the Uber inspection, now it's their own inspection. It's like, people, why couldn't you just have, I mean, they're not close to me. It's a good 30-minute drive away. And then I'm dealing with all this crap, right? So, and of course I wasn't able to work last night. And I have to have that in basically by tomorrow morning. Why am I sitting here with recording a video instead of taking care of the car? Well, 2 reasons. Number one, this is all I have to wear, and it's grubby clothes. And so I need to get laundry done. And second reason is I need to finish getting the money together. So I'll be doing that tonight, fighting through this so I can finish getting the money together, and I have to have it, like I said, I have to have the car in by tomorrow. They said the 8th, but that's Saturday, and they're closed on Saturdays. So I have to have it in by tomorrow. Stupid that they would send out an automated message about, oh, we need it in by such and such day, and they're closed. Whatever. So, but yeah, I'm going to need to be able to have that full payment by tomorrow. So, oh well, it is what it is. Basically, they didn't even try and take the money out of my account. They just said that they want the car back. So, for routine inspection that they do. It's like, whatever. I'm over this mess with this rental car. That's for sure. But I know it's a necessity right now. So, anywho, I'm going to let you go. Yeah, and that was the other thing I was going to mention as far as this, with looking back at other things that have happened. Like last year, I was having issues where I couldn't talk for very long and all that sort of stuff. It explained a lot with what happened yesterday. It explained a lot of things that I have experienced with this over the last 3 years, basically. So, and it probably happened, all that coughing that I was doing when I had that virus 3 years ago. That's, it probably, happened then, and I probably did something in there, and it wound up causing all these issues. So, we'll see what happens. Anywho, alright. I guess she had her one little zoomie and curled up and went to sleep. So, anyway, this is where we're at. Alright. Love you guys.